Jim, congratulations. Through to the third round for the first time in 14 years. How does that sound?
It's brilliant. I think I was the manager then.
Yes.
And I remember playing in the third and the fourth round before that. So that was actually looking back recently of all the memories for the FA Cup. But like I said, it's like when we won the league and we've had promotions. I just want my players to enjoy what I enjoyed as a player, and for them it's a fantastic opportunity to be in the third round. There'll be tremendous excitement now about the draw, and I'm sure that it'll be on the lips of everybody from Mark Stott all the way down to the youngest fan what happens in the draw. I'm really pleased for the lads, so I'm delighted for the club that we've got this far, so we're looking forward to enjoying that journey in the new year. But I suppose we've got to get back to the league business, because ultimately our season, we want it to be all about success in the league, and there's a lot of football to be played before the next time. We've had 3 games in a row in the FA Cup, so it's been kind of almost a chunk just set aside for this competition to get to the third round. But now I think we're going to have probably 8, 9, 10 games before that game comes round. But yeah, it's a fantastic buzz for everybody.
How pleased are you, particularly for Conor Jennings today? It's taken a while for that goal to come.
Yeah, but look, he's been brilliant in training, and we've been trying to play him in a kind of off the left or in a loose position where we know he's going to get opportunities. Had a few opportunities in the game, had a couple of great opportunities in previous games. I just felt it was coming. He could have scored in the first half from opportunities, but there's such a... obviously we worked the long throw to get a bit of chaos, but what we did brilliantly in that particular phase is that we know that we can bounce it back. Keno got a brilliant ball out of James Stott, and what a great crossing. Yeah. You have to go all the way back to our very first game of pre-season to see that in action. Jamie put a great cross in that game for Adam Thomas to score. But brilliant run, brilliant finish, and I'm delighted that that's the winning goal in the game.
Did it surprise you how tough it was against a side bottom of the National League without a win in the league to get past Yeovil today? And you changed formations 2 or 3 times, changed personnel obviously to freshen things up at key moments and finished the game very strongly, but it was a tough one, wasn't it?
No, this is the real Yeovil I think you've seen today. I think they've had a couple of games where they've been seriously hampered by a lot of injuries. Even the previous game they've lost Dickinson and Charlie who were integral to the back. They've got Staunton back today. They were able to bring in Chris Dagnall to give them a little bit of buzz down the middle. The bench was really strong, so they've strengthened, and then you've got to add into that Emmanuel Sanoop who signed this week. So you look at the league table and it doesn't look good for them, but when you look at the results, and in particular I looked at what they did in the 2 previous rounds, and they were 100% record, which is better than us actually in the FA Cup. So they know how to win games. We knew that perhaps they might be a little bit more direct, a bit more physical, try to bypass midfield so they didn't have any transitional counters against them, and it was always going to be a fear of a breaking ball or a half an opportunity for Warby or a set play that would cause us problems. So they'll ask a lot of questions. So I'd imagine, I know they've got a tough turnaround because they've got to play Tuesday, but I'd imagine that if they keep doing what they're doing, I think they'll be out of trouble soon enough, because they're gonna get going. As the strength of that team, they'll get back to winning ways. And like I said, the margins between winning and losing are very fine, and they'll know that very much from today.
Great to see Ben Hinchliffe making headlines as well with that penalty save, because 7 minutes from time that could have been very different.
Of course, you're fearing the worst there. And absolutely fuming, because obviously we have the analysis guy and he's watching. It's never a penalty. James Stott's won the ball. Referee's in a poor position. Linesman on the side didn't help him out. But look, we can't criticise, because it's a tough game for them to see everything. We had this in previous games where the ball's out of play, there's a deliberate handball, and they're going to miss things. I hated that to be a talking point, and I'm glad that their mistake didn't be the talking point of the game. Ben's equalised and saved our blushes and the linesman and the referee's blushes, and then the game's bang on. Then it's just about who's got the quality to go and win the game, and Conor Jennings and James Stott provided at the other end.
I know there's going to be a lot of interest now in the next round of the draw, but next round of the cup, but I guess you've got to look now at the league campaigns. You mentioned earlier it's going to be quite an intense period. I heard Jurgen Klopp complained about scheduling, but you've got games I think every 3 days through December up to the new year.
Yeah, but we had this last Christmas when teams were complaining. We had 4 games in 10 days. We've got a particularly tough stretch. Some of that's down to the COVID break, some of that's down to the cup commitments. we're going to have to reschedule another game now. But we have to just do things as professionally as possible. It was a really difficult period this for us because we were fearful of not being able to train for 2 weeks. And it's a long break. We're coming into an intense game where, you're playing a physical team that, have a certain amount of impact on players. So I'm delighted we've come through that. The last couple of weeks has allowed us to have a bit of a mini mid-season break. So we've kind of looked at that as being something that might aid us as we get forward, because we had a long pre-season because of the National League deciding to not start in September. We had a long pre-season. We've had an intense 10 games, a tough week. Now we've just got to look at our recovery strategies. We've got everybody fully fit now. I know that there's an appetite within the club to strengthen should we need it. So it's going to be full on now, all the way. Never mind up to Christmas and the New Year, but January's already a crowded fixture list. So I think it's just that if you ask the players what they want to play, they want to just keep playing. But what we have to do is be very, very careful and be as shrewd as we can in terms of protecting players and utilising all our quality. So I'm delighted we're in good shape coming out of this game and just looking forward. We just take one game at a time. Tough game at Bromley. Then we've got Barnet away on a Tuesday night, and we've got Sutton, and I think those 3 games, at the end of 10 games in the league, we'll know whether we're contenders, and they're going to be real challenges for us. I'm not sure about how everything stacks up in terms of games played, but we're going to be playing 2 of the top 3 tough away games on back-to-back, so a really challenging time for us, but one game at a time. We just dust ourselves down now, prepare for Bromley, and get back to work on Tuesday.
And just finally, the draw tomorrow night. Any preference?
No, I look at, I've, as you know, I've enjoyed winning at Blackburn, Premiership champions, of West Ham, and going and beating Southampton despite being behind to Matt Letizier's goal, and so many great memories. Going to Middlesbrough and winning, and but I just want my players to have a taste of that. Because it's beating Rochdale was brilliant, but I just want them to hope they get their dreams come through and they get the opportunity to play in a stadium that's like, just. They've been dreaming about playing since they were kids, and like I said, I hope they get that opportunity.
Fantastic, Jim. Well done today.